This is my WWE 2014 review of Summer Slam. Said the ass backwards, whatever. Leave your thoughts in your comments down below. I went to a bar to see this. I don't have the network at home. I refuse to order it until they give me a reason to. You know, the build for everything they do is so shitty most of the time. They don't give a fuck about trying to promote to me. I don't know why I'm going to buy their product. But I did go to the bar. I get in there for free. I got something to eat, and I sat down, watched the show. A lot of people were there, a lot of wrestling fans. So that place was kind of really, really loud in volume. The atmosphere was just so full of wrestling fans that were just going crazy the whole time that, I don't know, it might kind of persuade the direction of how I grade this show. I mean, the people in the bar just were so enthusiastic about things. I mean, it makes it hard not to get into things, you know, when the crowd is just so into it. I really can't get a good judgment call on what the crowd was at the show because I was deafened by the people around me. So, if, you know, I give the show, you know, a better grade than most, you know, just understand it was the people that were around me that were just marking out, just causing me to go crazy. Alright, Ziggler defeats The Miz for the IC Championship. I mean, the match was good. Everyone at the bar was marking out for Ziggler and shit. You know, I'm not a huge Ziggler fan, but they really got me into Ziggler just for that one night. At the end of the day, though, I really don't care that he won that belt because to me he's worth more than that belt. He should be in the main event. He should have been by now. He's been there once. They should put him back. You know, there's no point in pushing the guy back down to the mid card and having him hold a title that he's worth more than. You see, it just doesn't make any sense to me. You know, I mean, good for him. He's the IC champion. He has a belt, but he has a belt that isn't worth anything compared to him. His value is more in the belt now. There's no reason for him to hold that belt anymore. He should be in the main event. Either put him in the main event or just get rid of him because you're just wasting him. His talents are better used elsewhere. Paige defeats AJ for the Divas title. I mean, this was okay. It wasn't really bad. It wasn't like it was a hair-pulling fest or anything. Paige really isn't that great. I mean, so I'm not really expecting this match to be anything fantastic. But once again here, you have AJ who you had go off of TV because she was getting married to Punk. So you take the belt off her. You have Paige defeat her, you know, which was stupid, okay? Especially the way they pushed Paige afterwards. They made her look like a joke paper champion, especially when AJ came back and defeated her for the belt. And now you're having Paige beat her now. And I just can't believe that this girl won the belt because you made her a paper champion the first time. It's just not believable. It hasn't been built. She's still green. I just can't get into it. You know, AJ should have won this match. This match shouldn't even happen. It's just the wrong person. You know, maybe she was doing good in NXT. I don't know. I don't watch NXT. I don't have the network. You know, that's where she's from, I'm assuming. So just send her back to NXT. She's still got a lot to learn. Bring up somebody else. Okay, Rusev defeats Jack Swagger. I don't have a problem with that. Actually, I like that idea. You know, who the fuck is Jack Swagger anyway? You know, where the fuck is he going? He's been treading water for years, ever since he won that world title, you know, which was just a joke. You know, he should never won that. He was never prepared for it. You know, the guy is not going anywhere. And number two, you have Rusev, who's just this dominant heel force, you know, pushing a heel for once, you know, letting a heel actually get heat. I mean, and then having him win, showing that he's that dominant. I mean, that's what they need to do. They need to make this guy a dominant force, and they need to push this guy eventually for the world title. I like this guy. I like this gimmick. I like his manager. I like everything about this. This is great. You know, the anti-American, I mean, I love it. You know, it's been done before, I know, but I mean, at least it's entertaining. It's different at the moment, you know, and it's someone that everybody can genuinely hate because he's not American. You know, a lot of people aren't going to like him just because of the reaction that they hear from, you know, his manager when they're in the ring. You know, she's basically just bashing on America. Who is not gonna boo that? That's instant heat, and to be able to get over on that heat, because this is good heel heat. This isn't bad heel heat. This is the heat where we actually want to see this guy get killed. You know, like, okay, we want to see this guy get destroyed and decimated, but let it wait. Let's wait till he actually accomplishes something big. Let him win the world title and just go undefeated. You know, I think it would be great. You know, have him win the world title, go to WrestleMania with it, And I guess the idea, with WWE, I guess would be to push Reigns. Bryan's out, so I guess Reigns would be the next guy up. Reigns wins the Rumble. That would be my guess, especially after his showing last year. I don't see why they wouldn't. Then have him go to Mania and defeat Rusev. I think it'd be a great idea. I think Rusev is freaking amazing, and I want to see what they do with him. I think he's going to be great, regardless if they do that or not. I think he's going to be a dominant force in the future. All right, Seth Rollins defeats Dean Ambrose. The lumberjack match. This was just, oh my God, this was amazing. It wasn't just the bar that marked out for this, that made this match amazing. This match was fucking amazing. Hands down, this has to be the best lumberjack match ever, period. I don't think I've ever seen a better one, and I hate lumberjack matches. So for me to say this, this is a great lumberjack match. I thought this was fucking amazing. There was so much overbooking in this. That's why I don't like lumberjack matches, because of all the overbooking, the excessive clusterfucking of things. But Seth Rollins did win due to all that, so it's okay. He didn't exactly win clean, but he did look strong. He didn't look completely weak. And Dean Ambrose didn't look weak either, so it gives them a reason to continue this feud, because Dean Ambrose did not go over. And I just can't wait to see what they do next, because I think that these two can just continue on to have great matches. And Dean Ambrose is great on the mic, and so is Rollins. These are two guys that I do keep up with in WWE and watch their segments to see what's going on with them, because I'm interested in them, because I think they're key in the future. So is guys like Roman Reigns and Rusev. There's a lot of guys that I'm really high on right now. I'm just not high on the entire product. All right, Bray beats Jericho. It is what it is. I really don't care. Jericho's here to put guys over. Bray's a heel. That's good. But he's already lost to Cena. He's already been buried with me. I don't see where they can go with this character now that he's lost to Cena so many times. The match, they really had no chemistry with each other. It wasn't that good. If anything, it was really bad. Probably the worst match on the card. But, I feel so bad for Bray, because I don't think there's anything you can do with him. Unless they put him against Cena again, have him beat Cena like 5 or 6 times, I'm not going to believe that he's credible, because he's already lost to the man. Who else can he beat that's going to make him credible? Like that credible, nobody. There's no one that he could beat. Alright, Stephanie defeats Brie. This match wasn't actually that bad. I thought it would have been a lot worse. Nikki turns on Brie, which is okay. Some more diversity to the story, I guess. Like I said, it was better than I thought it was, so I'm not going to knock it. It continues the story, so that's good. And it adds some more depth to it, so I'll have to see where they go with it on Raw, because right now they've actually gotten me to want to watch Raw thus far with the show, because the show really wasn't that bad. Roman Reigns defeats Randy Orton. Once again, good decision. You have the babyface that you're trying to push. Orton is a big name. He's got a lot of wins in that company, a lot of titles. The match itself really wasn't anything, super fantastic. Reigns is kind of green. Orton, I think, did the best he could with him. But the match was nothing, great. It actually could be argued the second worst match on the card. I think Bray and Jericho might be the worst. This one's a tie. Might be second. I don't know. But the match had a purpose, and it did its purpose. It got Reigns over, so that's good. Regardless of the build to it. And then when I watched this pay-per-view before, Brock Lesnar. That's how giddy I am about this. Brock Lesnar defeats John Cena for the title. This is great. Seriously, at least, I didn't want them to, to wipe Taker's on the floor at WrestleMania, which is basically what happened, but he looked done anyway. I still don't agree with him losing, but at least if they were going to have him lose, do something with Lesnar, which is what they're doing. I just hope they get Lesnar on TV a little bit. I hope he's just not, never there. I think, the nostalgic value of not having the champion on TV all the time is cool, but you want to pay to see the guy. So, it's cool if he's not on TV all the time. It'll make it feel like old times, where you actually have to pay to see the champion, wrestle and do shit. That's basically what they're going to have to do, because he's not going to do every date that they want him to do. He's not going to be on every Raw and every SmackDown, but if you could do maybe like one or two, at least one Raw a month, maybe one SmackDown, just have, Heyman coming out doing promos and stuff. It's not like Brock has to be there. Heyman's the guy anyway. Brock doesn't have to be on TV, and he has to show up at the pay-per-views. It's that simple. Even if they stretch it out to where they have a defense of that title every 2 months, because there's nobody they can find as worthy of, fighting him. So they start this tournament, and they come up with this tournament, and the tournament ends at the next pay-per-view, and then something like that. And they get one definitive person who's going to go up against Brock at the next pay-per-view, so they could do it every 2 months, or I don't know, do something, so Brock's not going to be on TV every week. He's probably not going to be on every pay-per-view. He's only signed to so many dates a year. It's going to be interesting to see how they do this. So I'm trying to come up with something figuratively that they could do, but I like to see where they're going to go with this. I think, what they're probably going to end up doing is putting over Reigns at Mania. Reigns will win the Rumble. Bryan's out indefinitely, so, we'll see what happens, but I think it's going to be Reigns anyway. That's really what WWE wants. They're pushing that guy down our throats, so. I do like him, too. It's not that I don't like him. I just think he's really green. I think he needs a lot of work. His mic skills are horrible. I just think he needs a lot of work before he wins the belt. So hopefully they, continue pushing him along and doing the right thing. But Brock Lesnar just destroyed Cena. This match was fucking amazing. I think Cena got off like 2 moves of offense in like 45 minutes. It was just, Cena got fucking decimated. It was great. This wasn't even a wrestling match. It was just a fucking beatdown. Lesnar was like German suplexing the shit out of him, just fucking him up. Just knocking him, just beat the shit out of him that whole match. It was just a fucking, it was a beatdown of Cena. And this needed to happen. After what he did to Taker, this needed to be this. And this is what they should have did, at, what's it called, at Extreme Rules like a couple of years ago. When they had fucking Lesnar, beam Cena the whole time, and Cena comes back at the end. No, fuck that. He should have decimated Cena then. They just proved that was a fluke. And this is what should have happened then. Cena just got fucking decimated by the man. And regardless of how I feel about Brock Lesnar winning that belt, because he's not full-time with the company, and he's not, contracted to so many dates, only contracted to so many dates per year, I should say, that it makes it hard, and I just don't think it's right to other guys in the roster with the way they built it up, considering the fact that he beat Taker, regardless of how they built that up, because that was garbage and that match was garbage, but he still beat Taker. You have to do something with that. If he didn't win the belt, then it would have defeated the purpose of him beating Undertaker, which would have made the whole thing irrelevant, and then that would have made me even more pissed. At least they're doing something with this, and hopefully they at least put over someone in the end that's not John Cena over him. That's the idea, and hopefully it's Reigns or Bryan, but it's probably going to be Reigns. If Reigns would be the better pick. Bryan's already been over Cena. It wouldn't be believable for Bryan to beat Brock, and I think that was the original goal anyway, was to have Bryan hold the belt just long enough to get to Brock and have Brock beat him. I think that would have been the goal anyway. They would have went that route. Brock beat Taker. You can have Bryan beat Brock. I don't think so. So we'll see what happens. It should be good. Reigns versus Lesnar at Mania. It probably won't be the greatest wrestling match, but it'll be definitive for Reigns' career and getting him over, because that'll be the right time to do it. So if they don't do it then, then there's no other time to do it. Have him win the Rumble, go to Mania, win the belt. It's gonna be fucking amazing if they go that route. So let's just hope they do something with this, so this win over Undertaker wasn't a waste, and this title win wasn't a waste. I'm just glad Cena's not the champion. Hopefully he doesn't win the belt back. I hope he's out for a while. That would be nice. Take off the television, WWE, and I might actually tune back into the product. I'm just saying. Give me a break from Cena, okay? I'm tired of seeing John Cena on my television. Anyways, in terms of overall grade for this show, the build-up was garbage. I couldn't stand it. But the show itself wasn't bad, so I'm not going to completely knock it. I'll give the show a B. I enjoyed the show. Well, give it a B minus. I enjoyed the show. It was a good show. Just, there was nothing in the build that really wanted me to tune in and watch the shows. I kind of skipped through them and watched the things that were entertaining. There was nothing that really kept me interested in these feuds going into this, so I really didn't see much of it because I chose not to, because it was so lame. It's hard to sit through a 3-hour show anymore, when the shows are such garbage most of the time. But this pay-per-view really scored. With the exception of lackluster Bill, which is why I subtracted to a B minus. I'm not going to be too harsh about it because the pay-per-view was, in my opinion, really decent. I mean, there was one or two bad matches, you know, but other than that, I mean, the rest of it was good. So I'm not gonna knock it for those two matches. I said B minus. Leave your thoughts and your comments down below. What you guys thought about it. I'll come at you guys later on another video. Peace.